That's the new thing we have for the time dimension. The time dimension is very important if you want to calculate something with regard to have the safety risk. Then you can see why. Because we can calculate, for example, the risk of falling down from a building um, every moment, every second. And if the architect is changing something, the system will recalculate everything automatically. You don't need an expert running around and looking at the new design of the building. The system is doing it. There's one example. It's the use case fall protection. You see there's this building, and the system is carrying out this work. What you can see now with flat small boxes automatically. So when you send such a testing body through the whole building, and if this testing body has no, how to say, if it can fall down, if there is no wall, of course there's a risk. And this work is carried out. You can see the software, you can see the test body, and you can see that we have a kind of algorithm calculating if this small piece could fall down or not. It is touching nothing, of course there's risk of falling down. And we have a library, and the system is so clever to provide you information how to protect it from falling down. You don't have to really going through the whole design by yourself. The system is doing it. So we have this safety guard. The computer system is proposing it. So you, as a health and safety person, you say, yes, I follow the proposal and install it. And the good thing is it's running 24 hours a day, even on the Sunday. So if someone is changing something in the system, this kind of risk assessment is carried out automatically. That's again, we have these three dimensions, the numerical data with the additional information about the product itself, and we have the time. And we all know this catalog of risk factors, falling down, being touched by electricity, or whatever. And we all, maybe this kind of tool to carry out the risk assessment to evaluate the risk. I have learned it on paper, and nowadays it's carried out by a system. The good thing is we are an insurer, excellent on construction side. We have a lot of data. We know exactly what kind of costs you can expect if someone is falling down from 2 meters or 3 meters. How much risk is when you work on the ladder. So this system is carrying out this risk assessment automatically. The whole catalog of risk factors. And even this is done by a simple tool you can even find on the internet for free sometimes. This is carrying out this evaluation by itself. This is the program code. I think that's good because it's of course kind of expensive software. I did them myself, and it's really running, but if you want to buy such a software, of course you pay some 10,000 euros for it. But it's very simple. If you know how to draft the code of such a software, you can do it within 1 week. It's not such an issue. There you can see another thing, what I really like is artificial intelligence in combination with camera systems. These camera systems allow you to detect people not wearing hard helmets, and it's in real time. So if someone is taking his helmet away, the system will give alarm at once. It sounds a little bit weird to be controlled all the time. That's why in Europe or Germany, people not allow me to test it on the construction. I did it one time for 5 minutes. It's really working. And if someone is taking away the safety shoes, the system is also so clever to recognize it. Another thing is you see scaffolding work and the building. The system is able to find missing parts at once. So if someone is taking a piece of the scaffold away, you can see it will be marked with the red color, and the authorities or the owner of the building can react at once. Another good thing is that brand new. This camera system even can recognize people approaching such a machine in a horrible way. And the good thing is that it's working with statistical data. So if one time nothing will happen, the system is automatically calculating the value of the risk that maybe in 1 hour it will happen. Another thing is also used now for this kind of problem is RFID tags. It's not really working very well up to now because this signal is not strong enough, but I'm pretty sure this will be further developed. Again, this monitoring, there you see in theory how it's working with artificial intelligence. Rule-based imaging is quite simple to explain. You have 10 pictures showing the right thing and 10 pictures showing the wrong thing, and the system simply compare the two results. If you talk about machine learning, the formula for this kind of detection is for an engineer not such a surprising formula. And then you can see the program code. You can read it because it's the same I did by myself. You can see the program code, not such a big work. And this I really tried on the construction side in Berlin with 4 cameras, and it's really working. But the problem is in Germany, we are not allowed to use it because protected personal data. But even if you replace the person by an avatar, our government does not like this idea up to now. Maybe they will change their thinking about it. Of course, if you have all this game data in the system, you can use it for training of the people. The virtual reality, it's so simple. We tried it out with the university from Bochum. If you have the data from them, you can even do this. You can pay the people for the work they carry out today. Yeah, that's also a kind of gaming to learn to train people how to behave on a construction site. Sorry, my display is not working anymore. Also, we can use this data for augmented reality. It's kind of normal glass, and you don't have to carry a mobile phone with you to get the information on your glasses. Also, it's called gamification. You can train your people with this kind of technical installations. That's something of BG Bauer, so part of e-learning. You can choose for one issue and then you go there and you can say yes or no. Why we have it? Because we have a lot of migrant workers in Europe. German construction side, sometimes people speak more than 20 languages. So that's too much for the employer to teach the people in 20 languages. I mean, even an employer is not able to speak so many languages, but he has the duty to train the people. So we need this kind of technology only to help the employers. And this is one thing I really like because I was involved in it. We developed it in a digital project. We have the whole issues that you have to deal with the employer with regard to health and safety. The whole management system is in this software, and the software is also able to provide training to the workers. So you go to the construction site with the people, you have the name list, and you put the name in the system. The system is telling you, yes, this guy has the training course for working, whatever, scaffold. Normally, you have to send them back home. No, the system is providing the training course on the mobile phone or iPad or whatever in the language that people need. With this, we are now trying to develop. If you use artificial intelligence, the person gets the right video clip, the right training with regard to his age or to his culture or his language. The age is very important because the older guys like training videos of 10 minutes or 20 minutes. Young people are not able to watch a video longer than 20 seconds. So artificial intelligence is able to find out what is the right training method for this person. Because there's always a kind of test at the end. And of course, the system is running every day what kind of video clip has the best result with regard to young people, to older people, to qualification or whatever. And at the end, the data protection people always say it's not possible because if you have a test, the boss might see the result. But even if you promise we will put it in the cloud and the owner of the company will never get to results because our data protection guys are still against it, but I'm pretty sure that we will convince them to use this kind of tool because nobody else can calculate what is the right method to teach people. Yeah, and it's time to say that people always are scared about artificial intelligence. I'm working in several standardization bodies, and people only talk about the risk, not about the chances. And the chances, you can imagine, if you have camera systems on the construction site, I think it's the best way forward to reduce accidents at work, because the system will recognize mistakes, bad behavior at once. The next thing is that there are studies concerning use of artificial intelligence. You can say that maybe 85 million jobs will be lost in the next 5 years due to robotics and new technologies. But on the other hand, there will be 93 million new jobs. And I guess the new jobs are, I think, better than the old ones. So that's for me a reason to say don't be scared about the use of artificial intelligence if you don't misuse it. There are camera systems in the country, and I won't say the name. You use it to track people, what they do. No, that's not our role as occupation health and safety developers. And another thing is, you may know ChatGPT, the famous chatbot. I'm using it heavily more and more because this chatbot is providing good text. I try to draft the text by myself. Sometimes I think the chatbot is better. The language is perfect. Yeah, and I've seen this paper from my colleague. If you have any question with regard to BIM or to artificial intelligence, please feel free and ask me.
Thank you very much for the speech. And just in time. And also, it's allowed to questions, 1 or 2 questions. Are there any questions? Or are you waiting for lunch? So, then I think everything was clear. Thank you very much for your speech. Before I come to the next speaker, I have to say there's something found. This ring was found outside in the green. If anybody from you missed this ring, come to me, I give it to you back. So, now we come to the next speaker. The next speaker is Dr. Klaus Rupert Wisch. He is Secretary General of the ILA, the International Line Association, and I think he will tell us what the ILA is. Dr. Wisch studied mining at the Technical University of Glasgow and has 25 years of professional experience in association and industry in the areas of environmental and climate protection, energy management, occupational and plant safety, as well as the development and implementation of management systems. I hope I was right. He also works as a freelance auditor and consultant and lecturer. And now the stage is yours.
Dr. Schäfer, thank you very much for this kind introduction. The audience, thanks for having me. First question to you. Are you feeling good today? Yeah, all the women, are you feeling good today? Yeah, and men, are you feeling good today too? So, okay, I think we're ready to start. Fasten seatbelt because I do have 15 minutes and 32 slides. So this is my mission impossible. So the ILA, I'm coming to the ILA, the International Lime Association. We're a little bit more than 50 years old. Membership is open to national association representing lime manufacturers as well as individual producers of lime, where national association does not exist, or you are not a member at our association, but I don't know this case. In some discussions the last days, someone asked me, lime, what is lime? That's not so easy. I'm not representing lime trees. That's not my business. And even not those lime scooters where I get a lot of phone calls from the big cities where there are parked like in wildlife and they want me to care about. No, that's not my business. The business I talk about is the production of lime from limestone. So limestone is coming from quarries, created in mining activities with drilling, blasting, then crushing, sealing, maybe washing again. There we got our members have first products to sell, used in road constructions and so on. And the other limestones with a size like a fist, for example, are good to be burnt in the kiln. They are burnt at around 900 or 1,000 degrees to get the main product of our company is that's the lime. So the process of the calcination when we are producing the quicklime CaO from calcium carbonate, the calcium oxide, the CO2 will be blown out of the kilns. And well, in the environment of climate change and everything, you know that's not a very easy business. There are many restrictions we have to fulfill in this. But the good thing is that this process of the calcination, bringing out the CO2, is a reversal process, and this reversal process is called carbonation. So in the use of lime in many other products, many other applications like sand-lime bricks, for example, the use lime will recarbonate and be calcium carbonate again too. So if we solve our problems to inject CO2 by flue gases, we will be not a problem for the climate change anymore. We may be part of the solution by using lime in direct air capture facilities. For example, this is developing process going on in this industry right now. Well, lime is used in many more than 1,000 applications. You will never be going to buy a bag of lime or anything else like this white powder that's sold out there. But it is used in processes like the steel industry to build a sledge, or in agriculture as fertilizer. And I'm sure that you all used it this morning because it's a very important ingredient in your dental cream. So everyone's in contact with this for wastewater treatment and so on. We are still as ILA, we do have a mission. And what's our mission? Of course, as an association, we always care about the success of our members, but we do have another strong mission that is to enable the sharing of learning and the best practices in crucial areas such as health and safety, the environment, and regulatory matters. Health and safety really is a big issue for us, and it's even written down in the bylaws of our associations that this is a big issue for us. And who has a mission should have a vision too, and ILA has a vision of a world where ILA members' strong commitment to health and safety and the environment is reflected in continuous improvement of our health and safety and environment performance, moving our strategy closer to our ultimate goal of zero workplace accidents and incidents. And this is what you also call Vision Zero. So we're very close together. And if you see at the last bullet points, even we think about that our products, they are more essential than ever in the health, the well-being, and the quality of life for people around the world in the different applications they are used for. So, as an association, we do not set any regulations. Our members are located all over the globe. Everywhere there are different regulations, so we can't always do correctly in the same way for our members, and that's why we decided we will have a healthy and safe award to move forward occupational health and safety in a competition way to our members, to stimulate health and safety, prevention culture, and to raise the awareness to it, to motivate workers, teams, to honor and motivate the best ones, and especially we as an association to have different platforms to communicate and so that everyone can learn through our platform from each other and share good practices in occupational health and safety. Well, to say we make an award is an easy thing to say. You got some trophies, you got a ceremony, you got a winner, and that's it. No, there are many activities behind, so we have to make many steps to do it, and the best step is to find an initiative that is very well known and that has good practices, and that is also active all over the world. And just on this continent, in 2018, we became the ILA for certification in Cape Town member of District Mining, and if Helmut or anybody else want to correct me, we have been the first industrial association that joined this Vision Zero Institute. So this could be the moment to raise their hand. But what is our role? Our role is to be the multiplier for Vision Zero in the global line industry. That's what we can only talk about, the line industry. Yeah, what you need is a platform to talk about, and that's our core business. As an association, we do have the platforms. We do have a yearly symposium or information exchange forum where the worldwide line industry will meet next month in Malaysia. We do have a website to communicate, external, and an external site to communicate internal with our members. We just started a LinkedIn presentation. We have to work on it a little bit stronger in the next month and years. And what we do have as an association, of course, we can write circular letters, newsletters directly to our members, to the top management, to our members, to bring the information over there. Yes, we create yearly flyers. This is the flyer for this year's award. On next Monday, we will have the evaluation of the award, so I can't present you this year's winners, but at the end of my presentation, I will present you last year's winners. And a very strong instrument for us is our submission form. This is structured directly that the companies can write in their aims, what they want to, the reasons, what they want to do, any actions in health and safety, how they are doing it, and even the results they get from it. And there are really good ideas coming to us, and that we can evaluate and that we can share with all the other companies. To motivate, you need positive incentives. you can pay money. On the one hand, that's not what we decided to. We decided to get for every participant a certificate that he can say, oh, here, we care about, and we got a certificate that you will see. Then you will see the trophy that's the winner, and the different categories we have, and to get a winner, you need a jury to evaluate all the criteria. And here in the photos with the happy people, you see the winner ceremony of the last year. Our last year event in Paris, and if you look directly, you may see a well-known face in this audience too, standing a little bit right from the middle or the jury. Yeah, the objective criteria. What are our objective criteria? First of all, we do have 3 categories. We are evaluating our criteria in. The first category is technology, so innovative technical solutions to avoid, minimize risk for health and safety. Then the prevention culture, new concepts, programs, and activities to stimulate health and safety culture. New solutions for sustainable organization and motivate for health and safety, and measures to support healthy workforce, and last but not least, the health prevention, new measures and action focusing on keeping people healthy, specific efforts aimed at reducing the development or prevention of diseases, mobilities, injuries, and of course, of death. Yeah, then I just told you a jury. Our jury is built by 7 international health and safety experts from our industry, but also from your organization too, from us as association and from media partners. We want to communicate, do good things and talk about it. And the criteria are just 5 criteria with different weights. All the submissions will be evaluated in effectiveness by weighting factor 2, the applicability, same weighting factor, the degree of innovation. You may be astonished a little bit, only weighting factor 1, but we don't want to highlight those innovative things. But this may be not more than the low-hanging fruits, maybe are only the high-hanging fruits afterwards. And the sustainability and the future viability and our strongest factor, the highest weighting factor, has the workforce empowerment and the engagement. And the additional will be the overall score of this. And so we got our ranking in our 3 categories. Yeah, we will have public relations on this too. The most known international journal for the lime industry is the TEDKG, formerly known as today, Cement Lime Gypsum worldwide, and of course all the platforms I have been talking about. And health and safety is not done by one shot. You need to have continuity, and we started with our award in 2021, and the award ceremony we had 7 participants and 15 submissions. Then the numbers rise from the participants and the submissions, and this year we just have 22 submissions, so this is a really good number for us. Unfortunately, we have lost on this way 2 participants that we have to analyze and to react about it. So we fulfilled all the steps I wanted to show you, and now I want to present you the last segments I have the awards from last year in the category of technology. It was about, we just had this expression, the virtual reality using for training workers and industrial risk. The reason was that the training in classrooms often have shown limited effectiveness and difficult to link the training they have to the praxis. The solution was to create VR solutions with special partners. They are well known in it, but you have to create direct scenarios for the company, from the site, from the plant, where people who have to be trained are in their well-known environment, even not only with the video, even with sounds and so on, that they will feel very familiar, and as a result were powerful learning solutions due to high effectiveness. And you see, like they are training, the winner was Commerce in Turkey. They made this, and you see the real hydration plant and a real picture of kiln environment where they are training in. Another winner from the prevention culture, the aim was at our member company Raymond. They made a safety challenge that was designed to use teamwork, hands-on based scenarios, fun with health and safety, that's the best, yeah? And positive reinforcement to improve comprehension of technical information, leading safety practice, and develop skills needed from key test safety. The reason was, again, traditional safety training was mundane, often failed to create lasting comprehension, and the solution was to create those challenges that was implemented as interactive competition where teams, interdisciplinary teams are in multiple health and safety related challenges, and of course they have to celebrate the winners and the result. Companies near misses reporting have improved significantly, and incident rates have fallen to record levels. So these are very concerned. I have a 1 minute film on this that you see. This is more rocket science that has to be done. This is just load training in the workplace environment where people are familiar with and to have some exercise together, easy exercise together, to know that one hand helps the other one, to have training situations and move on. And at the end, of course, after all these trainings, you have to celebrate. You learn by it, and you learn on a practical way. You learn directly in the situation. You are directly linked to the situation, and you have to celebrate the winners too. Another award, we had 2 winners in prevention culture, came from our new member from Guatemala, Rocalza. Their aim was that leading by example causes all employees to become aware of the importance of safety and just achieving a sustainable prevention culture challenge. The reason was to involve the management, the senior management and the middle management as leader, for example, to reduce lost time incidents. And the solution was to create an own KPI for it, the Perceived Leadership Index. And the result was that during 2021, there were no incidents with lost time due injuries anymore. And even they found out 151 unsafe acts, and all those were stopped. So, great success for them. The PLI is calculated automatically by scoreboard, and to give an outlook, they just made a development of this. There will be a version 2.0, and this is an evaluation for next award 2. And another, the last example I give you is about health prevention, coming from Iguana in South Africa, promoting a healthy lifestyle and improving well-being. The reason was that the number of employees with chronic conditions, limited specialized healthcare services in remote area with no gym, and the huge use of alcohol and drugs. And the solution was that their specialists were invited to assist and coach the employees. And if you think about alcohol and drugs where they're consumed, not at work. So families were involved with gym facilities implemented, biggest white challenges, cycling events have been added. The result, a healthier workforce at Iguala, our member companies, improvement of chronic conditions, and happy employees since this challenge. So here are the last impressions I want to show you about this event, and then I want to thank you for your attention, and if you have any questions, feel free. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much for your very interesting and fast presentation. Are there any questions? Feel free. If no, I have one. You showed pictures about participating companies, and last year it decreased. Do you have any idea? You said you will analyze that. I believe you maybe have some ideas.
Yeah, we have to analyze it, but I know from 2 companies, we're missing 2 from the last year, and I know that they had accidents in their company, and I think that their mindset is if you do have an accident, you can submit to an award. Maybe so. This may be a communication problem, because if you do have an accident, you still may have good ideas to participate to an award. It doesn't have to avoid to participate in the award. It's a communication problem. I think we have to talk about it and to push them a little bit more, to give them more confidence.
Thank you. Other questions? Yes, please.
Thank you so much. I'm from the mining industry, and I'm just trying to create standards for line operators. Do you have any platform where we can get access to some of the information as we try to create standards for that in the line sector?
Well, as an association, we don't create standards, but there are well-known standards like the ISO 45001 maybe on it's more addressed to some mining if they have those standards, and we can discuss or can learn about the special risks that we have in the lime industry to develop to bring those standards forward in this country. But we don't set any standards.
One more question. No? Then, thank you again. And I give the microphone to Mark.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Okay. Firstly, I know I've been behind the camera. I just want to announce that I'm not a journalist. I'm a safety specialist. But in case you want to access what we have been reporting, you can search for Love Safety either on YouTube or Facebook and be able to revise whatever is happening here. Thank you so much. It's time for more learning. I think yesterday what stood out the most for me is the issue of Ministry of Happiness. And I want to propose to all of us, if you are a safety manager or a safety officer or SH manager, you should now add another H to stand for happiness. Let's go and be happiness champions. This particular time, I would like to introduce our next speaker, Jacob Hott. He's the Deputy Head, Department of Digitalization and Corporate Development. He studied politics, social sciences, and history. In his current role, he is responsible for further development, and he will tell us more. Let's just welcome him as he takes us on OSH training and awareness.
Yes, thank you very much for this kind introduction, and thank you very much to the colleagues of the Zambia for your hospitality. As I'm deeply impressed by your hospitality, by the landscape, by the food and all the other experiences we are happy to share with you here. Please forgive me that my speech is more or less a pitch to motivate you to collaborate with us on much training and awareness, to maybe have the chance to work with you together and come back to Zambia. As mentioned before, my role at DGBau is digital transformation, and therefore I would like to share with you some insights on which potential digital has when it comes to our training and awareness. And first of all, I would like to share with you our vision for a new way of learning, because at DGBau we are really convinced that it is important to address our customers, the people who are working in the construction sector, with our OSH trainings, and to shape the awareness that in OSH culture, that our OSH trainings are important in a way which really addresses them in their daily life. So our vision is about develop digital trainings which can be used anywhere, which make it possible to have direct access to these trainings, so they don't have to contact us. They can use or download the trainings on our platforms or on social media platforms, and to focus more and more on individual learning paths, so that we address the people in the construction sector with our OSH trainings in a way which really speaks their language and not our language, so we can shape their awareness in a better way. And this is our vision. And to implement this vision, we developed a platform which we are developing further and further, and integrate several training accesses to this platform, because we are convinced in the age of where everyone uses Amazon, Alibaba, YouTube, and other platforms, we have to think about ways how to address the people in the construction sector in a way which they know from their daily life and experiences. And also my sons are always asking me, Daddy, could you ask Google this and that? And I think especially the younger generation, you only can address and shape their awareness of OSH culture if we give them access to a platform which is more or less similar to the big platforms we all use in our daily and private life. On this platform, for us, it's important to offer blended learning experiences, so we still have our OSH trainings in the centers in Germany, in Hahn or in Berlin, for example. Our platform offers the opportunity to learn on demand and to learn anywhere and at any time. And we start to develop role-based learning paths. And to share some best practices with you, I would like to highlight 3 best practices. This best practice is the digital building site. Mr. Merz showed the digital building site in his presentation before. As you can see here again, it's a digital building site which offers its services in several languages. It's really easy to use. When you use it as a customer, you can zoom in into these numbers. These numbers stand for, let's say, areas on the construction site which have a higher risk for accidents than others. And then you can learn in a digital way, in a digital assisted way, how to behave in these special environments. For example, Mr. Nölke mentioned yesterday that in the Bible is described how to prevent accidents by falling. We transformed it in the 21st century, and here you can zoom into these sites. You get hints how to behave, and this solution could be easily adapted in Zambia or any other African country and it also could be scaled into other segments industries if you or other colleagues are interested in this. Another best practice example is the ESS training. It's a training we developed in exchange with our colleagues in Switzerland. So once again, especially when it comes to digital solutions, cooperation for us in Europe and international cooperation is really important, because how to deal and how to detect asbestos is not only a phenomenon which you can learn to avoid in Germany, but also in Switzerland and in other countries. And especially these digital approaches makes it very easy to collaborate and develop OSH trainings together. And this training is more or less a training path. It can be downloaded, it can be used everywhere at any time. And everyone, even me or even my sons, could learn how to detect asbestos, how to avoid, how to protect yourself when you work in environments which are with asbestos. And I think it's a really good example for innovative way on OSH training. Another example is TikTok, and Mr. Merz mentioned before that especially in the younger generation, you only have 20 seconds to get your message through. And we thought at the beginning of this year that TikTok is quite a good platform to address the people in the construction sector in their daily life, because they don't have to use our channels, our platform, our bureaucracy, but they can be addressed directly on TikTok. These videos are very often very funny. They are about how to carry stones and how to avoid accidents by falling. We work together with influencers, and we are continuing to produce these TikTok videos. Maybe for the Kardashians, it's not a big deal to have 1.5 million followers on a video, but for us at Baby Bau, it was really a big milestone and a great experience that we are on the right way using TikTok to shape OSH training in the Belarus, and other countries like Finland are following right now. In the second part of my speech, I would like to share with you two examples of how artificial intelligence can concretely support Vision Zero. And the first example is about a project which we are executing right now with our German Ministry of Labor and Social Affairs. We are working together with them based on AI guidelines, how to implement AI solutions in social security, and how to implement AI guidelines in order to have better prevention. Our Ministry for Labor and Social Affairs, which you can see on the picture, Roberto Sai, is convinced that by 2030, every job in the world will be affected by AI, and therefore, together with his support and the support of this ministry, we are executing a project on how AI can help us in prevention. And I would like to give you some insights in this project. To put it in marketing words, the project is about that AI will predict where the next accidents will happen. To put it in more technical words, we analyzed 10 million data points with our AI, and the AI analysis which enterprises or which construction sites have a higher risk for accidents than others. For example, if employees at a company haven't visited so many seminars than others, so many trainings than others, it's a hint that they have a higher risk for accidents than others. There are a lot of other examples, but 15 minutes, I don't have time to share all the examples with you. For us, it is important that our inspectors, we organize 500 inspectors for the construction site in Germany, are using this AI because the AI will tell them where their visits to enterprises and construction sites have the biggest impact. And we will develop this solution further, because when we know where the next accident is happening, where is the highest risk for occupational disease, it's much more easier for us to develop OSH trainings, which especially address these situations or circumstances. For example, when you remember the BIM solution Mr. Berns presented, when we know which construction site is entering which phase, we can address this company with trainings in TikTok or e-learnings or others that they learn how to work safely on scaffolds or in other areas. Only to give you two pictures about it, about the AI we are developing. On the left side, you see the working list. So every inspector gets a working list based on the AI, which tells him where he should go next to prevent accidents. And we also have a management cockpit. And if we combine the management cockpit with our learning platform, we are convinced that we have a much bigger impact on prevention and Vision Zero when without digitalization or artificial intelligence. My speech would be complete if I would share with you our conviction what potential ChatGPT has for OSH learning and awareness. To put it simple, at spring this year we started to implement the GPT version. On the one side, you have the GPT version, which is in common use for everyone. On the other side, we combined it with our special knowledge on how to prevent occupational diseases caused by sun influences. And our people working in prevention and communication or our customers can use this GPT now to develop, let's say, Twitter tweets or to develop campaigns which are in the speech of our customer group. And we are convinced that this is only the beginning, because we will scale the solution to all other areas of occupational diseases we are seeing in the construction sector. And I'm convinced that in the next 1 or 2 years, we also will have the possibility to build up digital trainings only by using ChatGPT and other solutions which will be combinable with ChatGPT. So this is why we believe that the future of OSH training and awareness is very influenced by ChatGPT. So we try to harness this potential for the sake of the people working in the construction sector. This is already the last chart. After I see Mr. Nurtul looking at his watch, I hope that the 15 minutes aren't over yet. It's only the conclusion of my speech that I would like to share our vision with you, that OSH training and awareness in the future will be much more about the 20 seconds you have to address your customers, that we have already implemented solutions like TikTok or the e-trainings I showed you, and that we are working on AI to develop these approaches further. And I really would like to invite you, if you have any questions or if you are interested, to work with us together, because like I mentioned before, these solutions are really easily adaptable in countries like Zambia and other countries, and it would be a pleasure to stay in contact with you or maybe come back to Zambia. So thank you very much.
Right. Thank you so much. Before I allow our speaker to take a seat, are there any questions? Any questions? Okay.
Maybe, Jakob, you can tell people, are these open source products? You mentioned in the beginning, or organization, which is of course, but is it open source? Or?
The most products I showed are open source products. The AI-based solutions are, let's make it easy, a little bit more complicated, but they also could be adapted. For example, the AI code will be open source, so everyone could use it. The ChatGPT solution, also due to data policies in Europe, it's not so open source like we would to have.
Okay, thank you so much. One more question.
Thank you, Mr. Jacob. wanted us, this trade that you offer, is it only for people who are already working, or we also to prosperous that the youngsters they also learn something with the tender age?
I'm sorry, could you maybe repeat your question?
I was
I'm
saying
not
that-
sure if I got the comment.
So I was saying that the trade that you do is only for the people who are already working in the industries, or also teach youngsters graduate level so that they can also be go faced with this much initiative in the age.
I hope I got your question right, but all the solutions you have seen can be used and watched by everyone. So, like I mentioned, I think before the team talk, I can watch it with them, and everyone in the world and every industry can watch it. I know there are some critical aspects about it, but we are convinced it's better that everyone has access and it's embedded in a private environment in which our customers are present every day, than to protect it for other sectors or special countries.
Okay, thank you so much. In the interest of time, we can put our hands. We have our last speaker for this segment is actually my namesake, Dr. Mark Holloman. And he's speaking on the title Emerging OSH Challenges at Workplace. Let's put our hands together. Remember the Zambia Sugar slogan, it's important, give it time. So let's give this segment enough time. Thank you.
I'm happy to be here and I'm happy to wait for my slides. Okay. Now, emerging or challenges. What are we to expect? Let me refer back to yesterday morning when Helmut Ehners quite clearly sketched out our world in a good real world. He said explicitly, today we still have wars, we still have violence, we still have poverty. Now let's be frank. I don't think anybody in this room, when he or she is honest, believes that this will go away. So for the next 10 years, I'm not looking further away, we'll have in this world of ours many wars, internal and external, many acts of violence, and many poverty islands due to unsuitable economic actions. Now, what does that all create? It creates migration, and that's the topic today. The fundamental safety challenge in many countries is today and will be migration. I took some UN numbers. You see them on the screen. UN calculated that last year, international migrants rose to 281 million. But that's only part of the picture. Even more migrants are national migrants. Now, where India is actually a continent, I know, but India, UN reckoned that 454 million people were internal migrants. That's more than 40% of working population in India. Now, what are the consequences? Why is that important for safety? Consequences, you read it. It's more language. We have heard it from them this morning already or today. Languages. Diverse cultural backgrounds. Very different experience levels and different expectations. Now, let's put this into perspective. I ask myself, when I or anybody of you here in this room wants to become a safe employee, a safe worker, and remember we have been told yesterday, 10% is technical and 90% is behavior. So if we want to shape our behavior, this 90% in a way that we can come home safely in the evening, zero harm. Then we have to go through 4 steps. Dr. Umuna has already mentioned this morning the to know and to do. But I'm convinced everybody of us has to go through those 4 steps. First, we have to know something. Then we have to understand, meaning how to apply our knowledge to that practical situation we're in. We have to accept that other ways of working, new ways, are better than the ones I've been used to. And finally, we have to come, as Dr. Umuna also has said, to do it. Now, if we have employees, and then it is, I'm fully convinced, the task of management to help the employees to go through those 4 steps. Why is it difficult to go through 4 steps? Why do we need somebody supporting you? So to know, many of the safety rules are not intuitive. I could ask you in this room, how many of you know the appropriate oxygen level, the minimum oxygen level in confined space? That's not something you pick up normally from your parents. That is important in which country you are. Now, once you know something, are you actually able to apply it? I mean, in my first studies, I studied physics, and I remember in high school, the teacher explained the law of forces with those vectors, etc. So I came home and I thought I had understood that was beautiful demonstration, vectors we put together, I will know better forces. Next day, the professor did an exam. We had to calculate the exact proper place of the handle on a refrigerator door. After half an hour, I handed in an empty sheet. I knew, but I hadn't understood. So people need to be coached to make the link to real life. What is an anchor point? I'm 100. No, today I'm 82 kilos. So how was the name anchor point look that it holds me 5-fold? Scaffold. I mean, let's not talk about Africa, let's talk about Switzerland. If I drive through Switzerland or walk through the city of Zurich, where there's a lot of construction going on, every 10th scaffold is not correct. They don't, you think that those building companies don't know what the scaffold should be? Yes, they do, but sometimes they don't apply the know-how in the correct way. Then accept, you all know, nuisance factor. It makes me slow, working at height. I had a school curriculum, primary school, he learned the trade of a roof maker. When we were all 50, that's already a long time ago, we went for dinner. I asked him, how do you apply rules of working at height when you're on the roof? He looked at me with such big eyes and said, but you don't think that we ever use those lenses? That would slow me down so much that I will never finish a roof on time. So you see, basic acceptance. And then do you give the employees time to do it properly? So our managers have to be, first, they have to be the teachers to know. I said about migrants, think about where do migrants find the first job? And small parenthesis, if migrants should have the chance to integrate themselves in their new environment, then it's only via work. If you are not getting work or you're not allowed to work, then you're getting integration. So the manager needs, that's the first line manager, and the side manager needs to be the teacher of the worker. He needs to be the coach of the workers. He needs to motivate workers to accept, and he needs to be mentor. Mentor means he has to be, or she, the person who gives the worker enough time. Now let's look at the challenges. Migration challenge is step number one, to know. We have heard the question this morning already. How do you actually teach in a multi-language environment? Think of it, India, and you have 28 official languages. On the building site in India, and I did this experiment where the solutions come from. That was in Gujarat, province of Gujarat, near Ahmedabad. On every given day, we built an entirely new plan for airports. On every given day, we had at least 7 different languages spoken in those workdays. How do you teach a new migrant worker? Sometimes you pick them up for a week, or 2 weeks. How do you teach them when you don't speak the language? How do you explain risks to somebody who comes from an entirely different area? I mean, I had seen it in cement plants in India, where the maintenance manager laughed about those hillbillies, the migrant workers from the hills, saying they don't understand anything about industry, about moving parts, etc. But let's imagine the same maintenance manager goes over the weekend to the hills to hike, and goes out of his small hotel, 100 meters towards the hills. On the right-hand side, there is a bush with beautiful flowers, so go see near the flowers, and the snake bites. This hillbilly will have all those city people. They have not a single clue about snakes. So you see, it's your upbringing. Either you have developed the 4, 5, or 6 sense for it, or you didn't. If you haven't, then you need to explain. So the possible solution is use pictures. ISA has a lot of cartoons nowadays without language. It's just sounds, but it's self-explaining. Teach practically, use daily safety mode. What we did in this construction in India, we constructed an amphitheater just after the entrance with 25 seats, and everybody every morning had to spend the safety moment there, where we explained, sometimes with pictures, the risk of the day. That's challenge number 1. Migration challenge, step 2 again, multi-language environment. What you have to do, you have to use show and demonstrate. So we actually built a fake scaffold with a fake wall and let them do it. Assign them and then guide them. Let them repeat every evening. The new guys that have come back and repeat it as preparation for the next day. We did tests, and we had one new idea. We looked at the inflow of those migrant workers, and we just from the face of it, and you probably agree, you can detect in a group of 5 people faces that look eager to learn, that look like they pick up ideas snappy. Try to take them. They're the same age as the other workers, same experience, but they look really fresh. So, 6 promising native speakers and train them to be a second coach. I wrote here coaches, an assistant coach, because they can explain to the people who speak their language much better than a site manager who is maybe fluent in English, Hindi, and maybe 3 others. Migration challenge to step 3, different risk perceptions. For some people, being heard is not the same as when I think heard. I remember a workshop in New Zealand where we were asked 2 different situations. Somebody giving you a hard kick the either foot or with the hand in rugby match, and the other violating the safety rule like speeding. The New Zealanders all said, getting hit physically is no risk. We all play rugby in our youth. That's easy. But violating the speed limit of the land, that is a trans operation. 3 different tricks. The trick now is engage families. Engage families, what we did in Ecuador, we asked each worker to bring a photograph of a child of his or her, about 10 to 12-year-old, before puberty. We mounted it in the small space where we could have some private property. Since we knew the average worker would go to that locker 7 times a day. Imagine 7 times a day this picture, and we would put the writing underneath, dear dad or dear mom, I love you, come on safe. So 7 times a day, the child spoke to the worker, and result after 6 months, we had 30% lower in frequencies, and lower frequency of incidents. And the final step, there I don't propose solutions, I need to think yourselves. The questions are, do workers, migrant workers you employ, or your contractor employees, earn enough without working 2 shifts? Can they live of what they earn 1 shift? Because if they have continued to work 2 shifts at night, I think we have heard. Are workers given the time to work safely? If you're paid by the amount of the unit you produce per hour, and are they given the required equipment? It's another of those same golden rules. So think to yourself about the possible solutions. Now that was for management. We have heard from Helmut this morning, government. Government has an important role to play. You see it, the usual PDCA wheel, plan, do, check, act. And I fully agree with Helmut. Our governments are quite good at developing rules, planning, and at enforcing the rules, checking. They're a lot less good at to do, minding, communicate the rules, and even less on that, learn from practice. So this leads to what Helmut has already said, the second bullet point, police imagery for enforcement. But there is another one. I don't know many countries personally in Africa, but the first one, I've heard in India many times. I've been told our government does not produce enough laws. Ladies and gentlemen, do you really believe that writing laws and publishing laws helps anything in safety? Then you're probably still in dreamland or have smoked something bad. So that's not a Helmut proposed that government should enable government officials, safety inspectors should be helpless. For a while, they have an extensive experience with good practices. They go every day to 1 or 2 companies, and inevitably every week they see 3, 4 good examples. But many of them don't think that's necessary. The next visit to start with telling those workers or those managers a good example. Let them encourage them to be the ambassadors, to be actually the human form of internet. Government officials can teach managers, small and middle-sized enterprises. How many of those managers are good at teaching? How do you teach them? And coach? So government officials can teach managers, first-line managers, small managers to teach and coach. And the most important is successful approaches, because government officials go back to companies in a regular interval. So when they see something they think is good practice, 3 months, 6 months later, they will see whether it worked and can bring the good news again. With that, during this enabling would transform every safety inspector from the police image. For me, the typical police image is OSHA inspector in the United States, which is usually 120 kilo guy with a youth suit coming with a hand, everything, and he knows he has the power to impose $5,000 fines on the spot. No, it should be confirmed, because the current inspector should be somebody who helps you to think, I want to keep my safety promise to my employees, and not somebody who says, you have to comply. Now, and afterthought, role of the employees. We have been told early in our careers that each of one of us is responsible for himself. Yes, that's true. Much more important for me is that each of you in this room is responsible for the people around you. You know, you have experience. Everybody of us during a working day has 2-3 lapses. You sit there, you manipulate machinery with your fingers, but your mind is not there. Your mind is on the dentist visit this afternoon, which you might hate, a while before the dentist visit, I don't know. It might be that your doctor has an important exam this morning, and she hasn't called that yet to say how it went, so you're off. You recognize it. When this happens to Carlisle, I tell to Carlisle, and he looks at me, but I recognize it's not driving. He looks through me to that faraway objective that he has in his mind. So that's when humans should say, hey, Helmut, hey, whatever your name is, wake up, you're here and your fingers are 1 centimeter from the saw. Maybe that's important. However, coming back to migration, we have a huge problem with this. Not all people like it. I've learned this indirectly after they were during the war in Yugoslavia. Let's bring this back up a little more. A friend of mine was the manager of one of the supermarket chains in Switzerland, head of logistics, Mikro. He told me, listen what happened to us. We have, from midnight to 4 o'clock in the morning, to put all the packages on different pallets for the different supermarkets in the right sequence, so that when the pallet is moved into the supermarket, you can download it properly. And every night we had 2 or 3 pallets where packets were missing, that when you touch them, they tumble down on you. So active sabotage. They installed illegally at that time cameras, data safety or security, as we have heard this morning. You know what they found out? Those, there were 2 or 3 warehouses with mixed employee groups. They had in the same warehouse groups from Croatia and from Serbia. They didn't. They had to separate them and disappear the problem. Now, in your continent, you have quite a few places where, let's say, people from a different background, I would call it, actively dislike each other. And this active dislike can mean that you actually demount safety devices on machinery so that you can smile, oh, we killed him. I'm explaining that. So, consequence, when you work with migrant workers, find out where they come from, and if that's a zone of huge conflict, be careful when you assemble work teams. Put people together who actually are in favor of liking each other and separate those who by their background, it's not that they're guilty of it, it's just that they experience bad things in their life and are not yet at the position where they like each other. So those are my inputs. When you work with migrant workers, teach them well. They have to know things. Coach them well. They have to understand things. Motivate them to accept the safety rules by your own leading example, and then give them time and money enough so that they can afford to work safely. And if you're representing government, go and make a point Safety inspectors should be the helpers of management. Yes, they have been forced, but first of all, and Helmut has shown us nice picture, that this helping role should be as big as the enforcing role he has told us. And at the end, make sure that those who are today and in the foreseeable future in camp, not what is, as I was looking for, compatible is the word I was looking for, not compatible because of their family history, country history, whatever. Don't yell at them, just separate them. Thank you, and I wish you a good lunch.
Thank you so much. But before he takes a seat, any two questions? Okay, yes, everything is clear. It was on point. Thank you so much. Lunch is set. I've confirmed already. But before we go, there's just one more quick item that we need to attend to. I know we are all eager to know where are we going to have Vision Zero 2025. So that's the segment, and I'll go forward Dr. H.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. Has it been a good time? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. Is there any regret coming for this conference? Can we extend it by one more day? All right, thank you so much for being a very great audience. I'm sure you are aware that, let me call Professor Carl, Dr. Elizabeth Umpumbula, and the man that has been rebranded the grandfather of Vision Zero. That's a new title. It should reflect the international passport as a matter of fact. So you're aware that you're aware that the last Vision Zero conference was held in Nigeria, that's the building edition, and that was 2021. Okay. And now we are in Zambia, 2023. What that means is that this conference must hold in Africa every 2 years. And it should be duly rotated across all the sub-regions. If you leave this conference in Nigeria, it means we force everyone to Nigeria every year. That would be too partial, isn't it? So now we are in Zambia. There are people that have not been to Zambia before that are in Zambia today. So we're going to be moving to another country in 2 years, that's 2025. So what this is also helping us do is that people who feel comfortable in their countries of origin, are being forced to know more of Africa through this very great initiative. Round of applause for this program. So I've been asked separately by different people asking me what is next. But we are here to bring the news to you. I'm sure people I've been anxious. Maybe we should leave this now. We'll come back after and start when we go downstairs. Just to give you guys suspense. So where is the next conference going to hold in Africa? And that's the duty we are here to do this afternoon. So we've considered many countries and we looked at participation. To be frank, participation is what qualifies you. You can't sit in your home. If we have a country that's not represented, we take the conference to them. It's not possible. So countries who are represented here, it means you're pre-qualified to be nominated for the next conference that will come up after 2025, that's 2027. So if you want your country to be pre-qualified in this next 2025, go and gather people. Do you understand? We should start saving money for that ticket and let's meet in this next country. But this next country, I'm sure everybody is waiting to know where this is. The next Vision Zero Africa conference we hold in Uganda. So, how many of us are excited to be in Uganda? How many of us have been there before? How many of us want to go back there again? If you've not been to Uganda, you have not visited Africa. So I need you, or rather you know, you have 24 months to plan. So you start saving every day for your ticket, isn't it? If these places we see here today, we don't see these places in Uganda, it means something went wrong, isn't it? So we need to gather Uganda and let's see what we can do. Join me as we welcome our colleagues from Uganda. Alex, if I come up with your team, let's this guy, you know, the corporate qualified because this guy was just in Nigeria for the Vedic conference. Now they're here. I mean, you just have to do what is right. Please, round of applause for them one more time. So I come back to.
Then I go directly from here to Uganda.
Just buy a ticket and keep it. We're going to host you when you go. We'll be sure we're inviting you. Don't go to Uganda without invitation. So we need to call Elizabeth to invite a few more people to get it.
Thank you very much, Doc. As we hand over to Uganda, I would like to invite the Permanent Secretary of the Institute of Labour and Social Security to join us from Zambia. And I also would like to invite the main sponsor for this conference, Mr. Sambwili, CEO, Commissioner of Workers' Compensation Fund Control Board, and the board chairperson, Emmanuel. Yeah. I also would like to invite George Kashinga, Director of from Ministry of Labour and Social Security. It's a pity we don't have Chancellor Pema. He would have been with us here. Right, over to you.
Oh, the rest of Chancellor is doing very well. I spoke to him earlier today. I was very happy that he's recovered on great time. So we have a tradition. Alex, you were in Lagos. You saw what happened to Zambia in Lagos, and you saw what they have done. And now you're here. You've seen the height they have taken this thing. And we're trusting this to you and your colleague from Zambia, from Uganda, that you have seen the height, that you take it and run above this. We need you to, after this handover, we need you to engage with the government of Uganda. Any areas you need our support, any documentation you need, we will support you, but we need government to be involved in this, so that people can come to Uganda and see, people being expected to see. So on this note, I will hand over to Dr. Elizabeth, who will, it's a very simple thing. Alex, come here.
This is the eagle, and this represents Photobands of this country, Zambia. So again, this is the government giving you this handover, and I'm handing this to our permanent secretary from Ministry of Labour and Social Security, who are in charge of safety and health in this country. Yes.
Please come join him to support him.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Before I hand off the instrument of power, I want to say this. Here in Zambia, before we started going full throttle, preparing for this conference, we had to go to cabinet to seek authority from cabinet. And this is why you saw yesterday the vice president came here. I'm saying this to you, our brothers, our sisters. There is no need of reinventing the wheel. If you want best practices in as far as preparations for this are concerned, we are valid to ensure that we share the experiences, if where we have challenges, so that we perfect. Like we have said, we need more participants in Uganda than the participants we have here. So we are ready for you. Wish you all the best, the team here and our leaders there. So on behalf of the Zambian government, I wish to take this opportunity to hand over the instruments of power to Uganda. Here you are.
Wow, this is a wonderful moment. And we are delighted and delighted as Uganda. We are a hospitable people. We can't wait to have all of you in Kampala in 2025. And as Dr. Elizabeth said, when the baton was handed over by the team from Nigeria, she made a pronouncement that the conference would happen and it would involve the government, which was the new government at the time. So there is no reason as to why we cannot have a successful conference. I've been able to attend all the conferences, right from South Africa when we were launching OSH Africa in 2018, and eventually Vision Zero in 2021, which was the inaugural Vision Zero Africa conference. And indeed, Zambia has taken it a notch higher from what we saw in Lagos. So what you can promise you, I can expect from Uganda that will make it even much better. Having the Lagos, Nigeria, behind our back, and with a commitment from Zambia, from the permanent secretary, we will definitely work together, take the best practices, and make it a success. I have no doubt because my partners and colleagues here work for government. They work for the National Social Security Fund. This happens to be a period fund, not only in Uganda, but in the East Africa region. So I know that we will make it and it will be a success. We look forward to hosting all of you in Uganda.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, thank you so much. It's been a very, very long time. Alex, did you say what that part what we Nigeria was trying to say that part? It's okay. I like the word instrument of power. You have it now. So go and do something. So on this note, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, I will break for lunch and we'll be back after an hour. Is that correct, sir? What's the line? 45 minutes? 45 minutes, please. Let's use the 5 minutes and we'll be back. Okay? Thank you so much. And bon appetit.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we proceed for lunch, let's try and do this within 45 minutes. There are some ushers who are going to guide you because we don't want you standing in the sun right now in long queues, as we experienced yesterday. So we'll be going through in groups. So please wait, there will be some ushers who will be attending to just now as we proceed to go and have lunch. We'll try to do this as quickly as possible. Don't forget that we've got a pickup for the boat cruise at 15:30, so we need to end the conference at 15:30 because the transportation to the boat cruise will be at 15:30 for the boat cruise at 16. So we are sticking to time. We're going to be very strict after lunch. But we must go through this lunch in the next 45 minutes. Okay, so there will be some ushers guiding you now. Enjoy your lunch, but we want to come back here within 45 minutes because we need to finish on time in time for the boat cruise at 15:30. Thank you.
So we'll follow you.
Anton, I'll need my.
Yeah, I meant to.